Hey, welcome everybody. This is your host, Serkan from Central Jersey, and welcome to P.M.S. Post-Marital Sluts. Today, I'm going to go solo. This is my first solo podcast, and it's going to be discussing what a good partner is and what a bad partner is. And we're going to discuss, some 5 qualities of each. So what's good, what's bad, and some stories to help you understand these better, because sometimes I think people need things explained. So why don't we just jump right into it? So what is a good partner? I mean, the qualities. I would go with communication is 1, empathy is another, trust is a 3rd, 4th is, of course, respect, and the last one is supporting each other. So let me tell a story. So I have a friend, Rachel and Tom. They had been together for years. When Tom lost his job, he felt lost and discouraged. Rachel's empathy shone brightly during this time. She not only offered support, but also took the time to understand his feelings, making him feel loved and cared for. So again, in relationships, I mean, you have to empathize with your loved ones. I mean, I can't tell you how important it is. It's a way of reassuring that you're there for them through thick and thin. I mean, that's what a relationship is. I mean, I don't want to get into the negative stuff because we're going to get into that eventually, but empathy is a very good trait to have, and to realize that, your partner's in a bad place. Let me help them. What can I do to help you? It's just the little things, that make things very important. The second one is trust. So Mark had a strong sense of trust in his relationship with Lisa. One day, Mark was faced with a tempting situation at work, but he remembered the trust he and Lisa shared. This trust served as a protective barrier for their relationship, and he made the right decision. So trust. I mean, come on, guys. This should be, the basis of a relationship. To do unto others as you want them to do to you. I mean, the quickest way to ruin a relationship is not to be a trusting partner. Trust can be in many different ways. Maybe secrets they share with you, not cheating. I mean, my ex-wife had cheated on me, and that was a deal breaker. I mean, for most men, cheating is a deal breaker. I know a lot of people who are forgiving, especially women, which it's great that if you can forgive someone, but typically bad behaviors don't go away. And once a partner's been caught, typically they're just, they're going to get caught again. And there's less fear and shame because they're just like, oh, I got away with it this time, I'll get away with it again. You have the cheating partner has the advantage at that point, and it's not a good situation. The third one, as I mentioned, was respect. Emma and James were always respectful of each other's opinions and boundaries. Even when they disagreed, they never crossed the line into disrespect. Their commitment to mutual respect kept their relationship harmonious. So, what is respect? Respect also has a big spectrum. I mean, first is, look, you're not going to agree on everything. So, but you need to respect, maybe the hobbies, maybe some of their behaviors, maybe just the way they are, their actions sometimes may not be the best, but, you have to show respect for your partner. I mean, I think respect actually trumps trust. I mean, if you don't respect your partner, you should, first of all, you shouldn't be in a relationship if you don't respect someone. I mean, that should be the first thing that a relationship should have is respect. You should be able to respect your partner enough that, anything that is shared privately and is, kept private, anything that happens. I truly believe one of the most important keys of respect is, not complaining to your family members about your partner. Remember, your family's always going to want to protect you. You're their child, you're their baby, you're their one and only or whatever, you know what I mean? So in their eyes, whatever you say, they're going to believe. And just think about it. If you're a parent and your kid is complaining, even if it's a happy marriage, they're going to always look at your spouse, disrespectfully. So I think the highest level of respect also will do away with abuse, because I think disrespectful people usually start abuse in a relationship. So respect is very important, man. This is probably number one. If you don't have this, if your partner is not being respectful to you and your opinions and the way you're living your life, I mean, unless you're a toxic person or so you have some negative traits that they're trying to help you with, but I mean, in the most part, look, respect your partner. Uh, and then another one is support. I mean, come on. Again, this goes hand in hand with empathy. Empathy and support, being there for your partner. Again, everything that I'm mentioning is about being there for them. And support is what you need to be. You need to be their rock. Uh, and there's different ways of supporting somebody. You don't have to always have the right answer. You don't have to always be able to solve the problem. I know us men, we are fixers. We want to fix everything, you know, and sometimes you just got to be there for her. And for women, I mean, the same thing. I mean, sometimes words aren't necessary. I know sometimes, you want to say 100 different things. Not necessary. Just be there for them. Just tell them you understand. I mean, sometimes you just want somebody to vent to. So like when your partner vents to you, just be there for them. It's not always about the words. It's about the actions. It's about the body language. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like sometimes I get annoyed because I feel like it's the simple things that people miss out on, like what good traits are, in a partner. It doesn't take much to be a good partner. Just realize that your partner is not out there, is not a bad person. You know what I mean? Like if you're not giving them if you don't have these good traits and you're not displaying these good traits, I mean, what that means, like you have no, again, you have no respect, you have no empathy. What's the point of being in a relationship if you're both going to be miserable? I know there are a lot of relationships I've seen from my friends and other people where they gaslight each other and all this other stuff, and it makes no sense. Like, why do you want to be with somebody just to destroy them? You think you're together to make each other better. I don't know. Even my worst relationships, even the ones that ended badly, even my divorce. I mean, I learned a lot of good things, and we had a lot of good times, and we were always there for each other. Again, people make mistakes. People split up. And there's certain forgivable actions that partners take, and it's unfortunate. Some people can forgive, some can't. Me, I fucking can't forgive. I'll tell you that, especially cheating. No way. I mean, I'm supposed to be there for you for thick and thin. You need to be there for me, and, your body. I mean, I'm not saying I own your body, but I should be the only one allowed to see it. All right. What are bad partner qualities? I mean, we went with trust, right? So what's the opposite of trust? We're going with dishonesty. And we're not just talking about infidelity. We're talking about just lying from day to day. I had a friend who was dating a girl, and literally she would tell every white lie in the book. And it's like, it made no sense. Like, what was the purpose? All lies are caught too, like lies never last. Hidden. Don't stay hidden. But let me, like I did with the positives, let's go with a story for the negatives. I love telling stories. So Sarah had a terrible experience with her ex, who was constantly dishonest about his actions. She found out about his lies, and it shattered their trust. You see how it plays? Dishonesty led to lack of trust. This dishonesty led to the end of their relationship. Again, dishonesty. It's, if you're dishonest, it triggers your partner to think that you're most likely cheating, or you're straying from the relationship, or there's some secrets out there. It's good everybody should have their, mystery. I think a little mystery in a relationship is great. But I mean, for the most part, you're not telling your partner, oh, just so you know, when I said I graduated from college, I graduated from a vocational school, and then when I graduated from a vocational school, I dropped out, after a year, those are big lies, why would you want to lie to your partner anyway? I mean, it makes no sense. Don't you want somebody to love you for who you are? Another bad trait, trait for bad partners is jealousy. Again, a little bit of jealousy is okay. It's okay to, and what I mean by jealousy, I mean protectiveness. Watch out for your partner. Make sure somebody's not behaving just inappropriately to them. But I mean, there's limits to everything. Unless another story. Dave was a great guy, but his jealousy issues caused problems in his relationship with Megan. His constant suspicion and insecurity drove Megan away. Jealousy left unchecked can be toxic. And again, at first, you could use say it's very easy to act like jealousy doesn't exist. I'm not jealous. I just don't trust that person. But you need to have a little level of trust for your partner. But of course, it works both ways. Your partner should also find a way not to confirm or affirm and make sure that you're not getting jealous off of little things. And if they know you have some certain boundaries, you need to follow them. But again, jealousy is probably the number one reason you will probably have a heart attack or a stroke and die at a young age. I mean, the level of stress that comes with jealousy is insane. It's just insane. I've seen friends who couldn't sleep nights, who couldn't do anything. And let me tell you something, jealousy just pushes people away. Because it's just, you want them so much, you want them just to yourself. It's just a very bad trait. And what does jealousy lead to? My second bad quality, which is selfishness. Man, I hate people who are selfish. Again, jealousy is selfishness in the sense that you just want that person to yourself. You don't want to share them with anybody. It's not a good trait. And selfishness, again, it's just a disgusting behavior. It's Emily's partner, Alex, was always focused on his own needs and desires. He rarely considered her feelings or aspirations. Over time, the selfishness led to emotional distance, and Emily felt neglected. So, selfishness really will draw a line in a relationship. I'm telling you, the number one thing that I can take out from my long marriage and my long healthy relationships is you cannot be selfish. You can't compare. I did the dishes, you cook. Oh, I vacuum, you do this. It shouldn't be tick for tack. It's great that, especially it's great, if you're sharing everything. But like to me, I always wanted to give as much as possible. Again, that could be, there's some, bad traits that come with that as well, because the more you give someone too much without getting back, it teaches them they don't need to be, they need to be selfish. So there's ways of, actually promoting their selfishness, you know what I mean? By doing too much. But again, the more you give, the more you get in life. I have learned this. This is one of my Buddha-esque beliefs. Give. The more you give, the more you get back. I'm telling you now, the hardest working people, the ones who give the most handouts, you know why they're so generous? It's because they have. The people who are selfish don't have, usually because, why? They're just used to taking. They don't know how to earn anything. So again, it's the same thing in a relationship. You want to earn. So by giving, you're earning. You know what I mean? It's like you're giving love. And so, selfishness is just taking love, and eventually it leaves people dry. Another bad, partner has controlling behaviors. Again, controlling behaviors typically goes hand in hand with a selfish partner and jealousy. I mean, if you've noticed, all of these are intertwined. Controlling behaviors are typically lead to a partner being very toxic. This is one of the most toxic things. Sophia had an experience with a partner who tried to control every aspect of her life, from her friendships to her career choices. This controlling behavior stifled her individuality and made the relationship suffocate. So, you're suffocating your partner. You're gaslighting them. You're, cornering them each way. It's like, you know what I call controlling behavior? It's like a shepherd dog, and you're the sheep, and you're trying to do something, and every time you're about to do something, the dog barks at you and makes you go a different direction. So you're making your partner go in different directions, left and right. It is exhausting. It is suffocating. It just drains you. Controlling behavior is very draining. And it's very easy to really, controlling behavior is very easy to see if a partner has that trait. That trait comes right out. I would say people with controlling behaviors, and I've dated some women with them, within a couple of dates. I mean, usually even within a first date, you can tell who those partners are. I mean, I've had situations where, I'd be where I'm at a restaurant on a second date. Controlling behavior sometimes come with some kind of OCD as well. Sometimes I've noticed, and I was sitting there and I ordered something, and she's like, "Really?" She's like, "I don't eat that. I was hoping you ordered this, and I was going to order that, and we could share a meal." And I'm just sitting there like, "You must not know me. I'm a fat boy at heart. I like to eat my whole meal, and I'll share a bite or two with you, but that's my meal." So like, it's a little story, but it goes a long way. I would pick the restaurant. She'd change the restaurant. She's like, "Oh, today I don't feel like eating that." Again, and it's controlling behaviors also can be selfish. Deep down, it's a selfish type of behavior. So as you see the negative, what a negative partner is, you see the traits are very intertwined, and they go in between each other, and you can go from being controlling to jealous, to like other things. And the next one I'm going to discuss, lack of accountability. So people who have anger issues, who like to gaslight, who want to project, have a lack of accountability. So Tom's partner, Lisa, would never take responsibility for her actions. She constantly shifted the blame onto others, including Tom. This lack of accountability eroded trust and damaged their relationship. So, something goes wrong, you blame your partner. It's like, look, shit happens in life, and it's not even just that. People who have this lack of accountability will never take blame for anything, will never apologize, never see themselves as wrong. Lack of accountability goes hand in hand with people who are egomaniacs. I'm telling you, because you're so ego-driven, you cannot be wrong. You're delusional. And even when you're wrong, you will argue to prove you're right. You're in a relationship. Your partner's there. It's okay to be wrong. I'm telling you, I've been, I'm new to this whole podcasting, but look, I've had arguments all the time. And then there are times I'm like, yeah, you know what? You may be right. The only way you're going to learn is by being accountable for accepting blame, Come on, people. We're adults, And I think that is one of the big things. It's immaturity that leads to these type of behaviors. It's insecurities. Because there's a healthy level of boundaries and securities in relationships. I mean, come on. I don't understand this whole need to fight with your partner thing. Like, yes, once in a while, you should have, a healthy argument or a disagreement. Fine, do it. Or somebody disrespected somebody for a little bit. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Let me tell you something. You can have all of these traits or show symptoms of these traits at one point or another in your relationship. Everybody's gonna. We're not perfect. And when you're in love with someone and you have feelings for someone and emotions play into it, you're going to have passion. You're going to make mistakes. But, dude, it's about holding accountability to yourself, admitting blame. Dude, the biggest person in the world and the best person in the world will admit when they're wrong. So, again, do it. Be the bigger person. You're not going to lose out. You're actually going to be the better partner, and your partner's going to love you even more for it. Isn't that what we want, for our partners to love us more? Why do we want to bring our partners down? Makes no sense. We're here for each other. That's what we're supposed to do. We do this all the time. Fight and fight and fight for what? What are you trying to win? This is your partner. That's why it's called your partner. So that's why you're married through good and bad. It's that person that's your ride and die. Like, why are we trying to kick them off the motorcycle? Why are we trying to throw them off a cliff? No, let's fucking coddle each other. Let's love each other. Let's be better. So, again, like I said, I'm going to repeat quickly. The good partner qualities are people who can communicate well, have empathy, have trust, have respect, and have support. And the bad partners, dishonesty, jealousy, selfishness, controlling behavior, and lack of accountability. Look, so if you have it, these 5 qualities that make someone a good partner and 5 qualities that make someone a bad partner, it's important to recognize that these qualities in ourselves and in others, so we can build healthier relationships, more fulfilling relationships. That's what we want, right? And that's what we talk about. The reason why, you see on social media, men and women fighting. I tell this all the time to my friend. Let's look at the positives. Why are men and women kind of hating on each other. It's not misogyny. It's not misandry. Dude, if we hated each other, we wouldn't be thinking about each other. We wouldn't be fighting for it. We wouldn't be discussing these topics. Dude, men and women don't hate each other. You know what it is? We're just angry. We're not happy. And the people who are online complaining and doing all this stuff, dude, they're unhappy. They're looking for happiness. I see it on both sides, men and women. People want to use all the excuses, point fingers at each other. But come on. At the end of the day, the biggest thing you could do is point at yourself and then make yourself a better person. Because at the end of the day, if you're complaining about the other person, it's because you're attracting that type of person. Be the better person and you will attract good people. And be positive. Positivity always attracts positivity. Negativity always attracts negativity. It's the law of energy, man. It's like yin and yang. You want to attract that yang. And you're the yin. You gotta put out that good energy out there. Again, I just want to thank you guys for listening to my first relationship solo podcast. Again, this is P.M.S. podcast, Postmarital Sluts. Yes, we're all sluts and we should be proud of it. It's not a bad thing. Again, thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your friends. We'll be back with more relationship insights soon. Until then, remember to love and be loved, and may your relationships be filled with happiness and growth. Peace out.